changing landscape of the housing market in Las Vegas requires a real estate professional that understands how to get your offer accepted, willing to go above and beyond for service and accountability. Hi, my name is Dan French. I've been in the real estate and financing industry for over 13 years. Most real estate agents struggle with answering their phone. Please call me directly, 702-557-6176. I'm available for all your real estate needs.
Dan's a fantastic man. He really is.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
What is going on out there, YouTube folks? This is the French Workbench podcast on a Wednesday, streaming live from the city of Burbank, California. Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm your host, Dan French, and this is the French Workbench podcast. You guys know this is the most real and behind-the-scenes information, just about everything out there that's trending and hot topics. We're going to talk a lot about what's going on in real estate, what's trending in the news, a lot of good information. I have my familiar faces here. Esmeralda Elo Lucia is back. What's going on, Elo?
What's up?
How is
Hola.
life?
Life is good.
How's any?
Sort of. Yeah,
Really?
No, just kidding.
Dude, you were getting were you drinking before you got here?
I had a little too.
Dang, where were you at?
I was at Esther's kitchen.
Dude, you go to Esther's kitchen to get hammered? That's pretty good. Like, Esther's the shit.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
How old is Esther?
Any excuse, right, Esmeralda?
I guess.
Damn.
Hey, it was a day.
Esther's putting out the juice.
It was nice. It was cool.
You guys out there, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel if you guys like the content. We want some comments. To a shout out. I'm going to give it a shout out to Tim. What's going on? Howdy, Timmy. What's going on, buddy? Chris, if you're out there, somewhere out there, I just want to say hi, Chris. Let's go. Let's make this happen tonight, right? We need your support. We also have other guests that we have, or actually co-hosts. We got Mr. Duggernaut. What's going on, buddy? How are you?
Good. How you doing, Dan?
How's life, man?
Oh, it's good.
Yeah?
Rocking
Everything's
and
good,
rolling,
huh?
man. Yeah,
Dude,
rock and rolling.
were you at Esther's as well, or where
No,
were you
I
at?
didn't.
Oh, okay. I thought Esther's was the spot. Like, you know what I mean?
Esther sounds like my grandma's place, man.
I was like, damn, Esther's got Grandpa's old cough medicine over there.
she's got her hand warmer in there.
Jeez. Chris, what's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I wish we would have got some of that snow that they got over the weekend in Henderson.
Henderson, dude.
Yeah,
it was
they got
sick,
some-
right?
They did get some snow.
And
Snow
I saw
was-
some pictures.
It stuck too, like good snow, real snow.
I bet people were sitting there like, dude, is this really white out here? Like, what is
Yeah.
this? Is this like, it's making me like really freak out here for a second. Henderson.
I felt slighted because we're in Mountain's Edge area, so we didn't get anything.
Well, you know what, man? I'm going to tell you
We
a
got
story,
dissed.
though.
Nah.
Hey, was everybody here about 5 years ago when it really snowed here? And everybody was like
Yeah.
outside. I went up, I was like, is this really snow in Vegas? It was pretty crazy,
It was
right?
beautiful.
You know what's funny
I was
was
in
when we
Rose
moved
Ranch. It
here,
looked gorgeous.
it was April 1st. Well, let's see, about a year after we moved here, it was April 1st, and it snowed on April 1st.
Yeah.
It was 96 or 97. I can't remember which was. But yeah, anyway, it blanketed the city.
Yeah.
Dude,
down
it was
on the
crazy.
strip and everything.
All right, let's get into our topics. We're going to talk today about what's going on with the Super Bowl and the Raiders. Tom Brady, what's happening with him, right? We're going to see where he's going to go. Is he really going to retire? We're also going to talk about agent commissions. So buyer agent commissions may go away, or else you have to have your buyer pay you the commissions. It's in a lawsuit right now, class action lawsuit. It's been on hold. This could change the landscape of what goes on with real estate agents, not just in Las Vegas, across the country. Very important. I want to get your guys' take on this, where this is headed. Also, we're going to do a trivia and social media. One of the things we want to talk about is social media ruining the gym progress. And we're going to talk about how men have been looking at women, apparently, as a meat product on the menu, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what's been going on. And then other things, body shaming, things like that. So we want to talk about that because
Oh my God.
everybody I know goes to the gym. We're going to talk about how this could affect your gym progress and really what your results are, right? And people use this for social media clout. So we're going to talk about that. Also, cancel culture. We talked about it a little bit. We're going to get back into that, right? A little bit about your guys' opinion. I talked about it on the last show. I want to get everybody's opinion. If you guys don't know what cancel culture is, you got over here, Chris can let us know. He'll talk about it. We'll both go off and talk about it. Also, we're going to have the F up of the day, or the donkey F up for Vegas of the week. Or it doesn't even have to be in Vegas, just what we saw in the news. We're going to talk about that at the end. So without further ado, let's get right into this. Super Bowl Sunday is not this Sunday, but it's a week from Sunday. Who do you got? Who are you going for?
I'm going for Philly.
Philly.
All the way.
You guys out there, who are you going for? You guys going for somebody that, what's your team? That's what I want to know. How are you going to put money on the game? I always say this, if you go to a Super Bowl game and you don't put money, it's a boring game. I don't care if they're going lights out and they're just killing it. You got to have money on the game, right, Chris?
I agree, too.
100%. Definitely put money on the game. I got to ride with Esmeralda. I'm going with Philly.
You going with Philly?
Want Philly to win.
Wow. What about you? You going with Philly or Chiefs?
I don't know. Whoever wins.
Doug just wants to see a good game.
Yeah, that's it.
Doug,
Yeah, but you gotta pick one.
Doug, are you
You
going to
gotta
watch
pick
that
one.
at Esther's Kitchen with Esmeralda?
Yeah.
Because I think that's
I'm
where
going to
she's
go to my
going.
grandma's house. Yeah. I don't know.
That's where she's going
Hey,
to
I
be.
was invited by a friend.
I've always liked Kansas City, but I'd say Kansas City.
You say
Okay.
Kansas City?
Yeah.
Do you guys feel it's going to be a shootout, or is it going to be a defensive game? Like, what do you feel the whole way that the game's going to unfold? How do you feel?
I think it's going to be a good game. They're both good teams.
But do you think it's going to be a shootout or a defensive game?
I don't know. I have to think about that.
You don't know what you think. I mean, come on, you got Mahomes. Who's gonna take out Pat Mahomes, right?
Right.
I mean, what do you think, Chris?
I say offensive game.
You say offensive game.
Yeah.
I think
In the
I think
30s.
you're
Both
right.
teams in the 30s.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Really?
I do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nobody,
because they're both
nobody likes
good.
nobody likes to see a defensive game. It's for the show, right?
Yeah.
Well, I do feel that the rules also favor the offensive team now, right? You can't do anything the defense can't really do anything. They're just like
They're just kind of out there.
they're just out there, man. They're just kind of like, hey, man, I'm getting paid. I'm gonna say hi. And
Let me just pay my
maybe I
role.
deflect the pass here and there, but
Yeah.
it's not the same. It's not like they're coming at you where they're
Put
trying
some-
to take
put
your
some
head
good
off.
hits on.
Yeah, you can't do it
Yeah,
anymore,
good-
man.
yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why I lost my luster for football, just because it's kind of, I wouldn't say
Boring.
it's boring, but it's kind of like, think about it. Look at the Chiefs game. You have one quarterback go out. I know he was like a new quarterback. How boring was that game?
I don't even know why
I mean,
he
I think-
played. Honestly, like he was out in the. It was
Oh, you
dumb.
mean
Not the Chiefs,
you're talking about the San
Eagles.
Francisco game? Yeah.
The Eagles and the San Francisco. He went out. How boring was that game?
That game was terrible.
Yeah, it's like, what do you like? Did you watch that game, Esmeralda?
Yeah, I
You
did. Well, I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched pieces of it, but I knew like that was dumb. I was like, why even bother bringing? Like, I don't know. It's just irritating.
I don't care for the 49ers anyway, so I was happy they didn't win.
Dude, everybody seems like they're on that bandwagon though.
I do
You know?
like. I did want the 49ers to
I
win.
didn't.
Why,
I
though?
did.
I don't like them
I
at all.
did.
Why?
Because half of my family is 49er fans, and I.
That's the reason that
we
you
gotta
just
do-
take the complete opposite and say, I'm not going to vote for them. Like, I want them to lose, right?
I didn't want them to lose. I wanted them to win, and they lost, and they
We-
really sucked.
we came
and
up
that
with
was
it.
good, so I was going for Philly now. So.
We came up with the new name for San Francisco.
What? You know what's funny? So
San
my
Francisco
family, half of my
49ers?
family is 49ers, and the other half is Raiders. It's so crazy. Like,
Are these like gang colors or what? Like, you guys.
I'm just like Raiders.
I'm going to tell you right
are-
now.
I'm sorry, Raider fans. They're
That-
not like. I'm just like.
Dude,
I'm not
tell
even
me
gonna say
tell me that
nothing.
they take that shit personal, though, right? Like, if you have, like, 49ers fans, Raiders fans,
Oh, they do.
it's crazy, man.
They do take it personal,
on another
especially Raider
level.
fans. They're crazy.
Yeah.
They're crazy. They're fanatics.
So speaking of Raiders, let's talk a little bit about the quarterback. The quarterback, Derek Carr, and he goes to your. Don't you see him sometimes at church?
Yeah, he does go to my church. Yeah.
He goes to your church,
Yeah.
right?
And mine too.
And
It's
does
my
he feel like
church.
his head's down, like, or does he come in there with just? I mean, obviously it's church, so he's probably not thinking.
So, man, all seriousness. So the pastor the week before said, next week we're gonna have a surprise, local celebrity here. Stay tuned. He kept it up for the build up, right? And then we go that following Sunday, and then Derek Carr comes out and he does the entire sermon,
Okay.
right? And it was good.
Yeah.
Like I could see him that being his second part of his life
That's
when he
cool.
retires football. Yeah,
Oh, really?
I see him
So
being
he's
a
really
preacher.
passionate.
He was very good. He's a pastor's son. So he talked a
Really?
little bit about his story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, no Bible in front of him, new scripture.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was good. It wasn't like
Like
it was
corny.
good. No,
Oh, he grew-
no, it
he
was.
grew up with
he
it.
was better, damn near better than the pastor.
Really?
Yeah, he was good. Like
Wow.
I was like damn.
You couldn't.
What
it
was that?
shocked a
What
little
was
bit,
the like? What was the sermon on?
Just he was talking about like faith. You know, he translated it into football. Like times when I didn't think this thing was gonna work, but then seeking
Yeah.
God, looking for God for that direction.
Like kind of like faith, like just don't walk,
yeah.
walk by faith, not by what you see.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, kind of. Anyhow, but it was good. It was. I was.
So here's the
surprised.
big question, and you guys can all be on this: is that do you feel that he's going to be traded? Because I heard in the news that the Raiders didn't allow him a trade clause, even though because it was a no trade clause he signed up with. They didn't give him permission to seek the trade. I think it's still going to happen. Where do you think he's going to head, though? I mean, do you think he's going to just be on the roster and they're going to just have him there? I mean, what's going on with that?
From my understanding, I don't know the details of the contract, but I believe he's supposed to get 30-something million. So that's a very expensive bench player.
Where do you guys think he's going to? Where do you think he's going to end up?
Hey, that's a good place to be. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll just,
that's- you know what I
I'll
mean?
just observe from here.
Yeah. So
I'll be at the gym working out and doing TikTok video.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that later. I know what you're doing out there. You're trying to get that social media buzzing over here, Elo. Fame. So I think he's going to end up getting traded. I don't know what team he's going to get traded to.
I agree.
I think he's going to be traded to probably Washington. I feel like that's where he's going to go. Yeah, Washington. I really feel that. I feel Ron Rivera wants him over there in Washington. What about you? What do you think, Doug? You think he's going to be traded?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't.
Really?
I
You don't know?
No, I don't really follow it too much. So I don't really know.
Really? So, I mean, for me, I look at this thing and I say, well, I think that the Raiders have to get a new quarterback because it's already, the damage is done, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you can't tell him, hey, man, you're going to go on the sidelines or you're going to be like a backup or you're just going to be on the roster. At some point, he's got to get traded. There's no repairing this at this point, right? You agree with that, Chris?
I agree 100%. You gotta go. Gotta go. You gotta go.
So Tom Brady came out today and he stated that he's going to probably retire again. Fact or fiction? What do you think? Is this a fact that he's going to retire? Or you think this is another stunt that he put in last year?
I don't think he is. I think that he loves football. It's his passion. I think that's like his wife. Like
Maybe the Raiders will pick him up.
Nah.
Well, they said the front runner. Well, they said hey, that could be.
that would be great.
That could
I
be.
love that.
The front runner, though, from what I heard, is it's going to be the 49ers and then the Raiders. That's what I heard.
Oh.
And I guess the Shanahan came out and they asked him, is that guy Garoppolo coming back? He said, not a chance, right?
Oh.
Not happen. So, could I see him on a Raiders team? Yeah. Could I see him on a 49ers team? Absolutely.
I think if he comes, there'll be a Super Bowl.
I just think you want him on your bed, right?
Damn. I don't know if I'll laugh, but I mean,
All I
I wouldn't
heard-
push him off, but
All I heard was, he's hot. He's the man.
I wouldn't push
He's
him
cute.
off, but
Yeah.
so like, well, it's
So anyways, what do you guys think? Where do you think he's going to end up?
hey, 49ers would be great. Raiders would be great. I think that he would have a Super Bowl.
For 49ers?
Or any of them.
Really?
I think that the thing about Tom Brady is that he has strategy, and when you've won that many Super Bowls, you know the games.
Yeah.
You know how to set everything up. You have that wisdom already. You've won so many
You're
times.
the commander on the field.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
are gonna listen to you. So to me, I would listen to him. He's won
Yeah.
how many times? Are you kidding me right now? I'd be like, yeah, we need to follow his
He's
lead.
He's the general.
And he's bringing a winner's mindset too.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
bigger than just the physical attributes. He's bringing the mentality, the mindset, championship pedigree, and he's instilling that and implementing that in his everyday walk. And then when the team sees it, they're like, "Oh, that's what it takes to be what we want to be." Okay, let's just start following that.
Yeah.
Well, he's a legend, right?
And they
So-
buy in.
And that's like
He's a legend.
Yeah.
Let's be real. He's one of the best quarterbacks of all time, and I don't care who hates on him. He's proven it to many people on many levels. Yeah, he's done some shady stuff, but at the same time,
What do you mean,
he's also-
Inflategate?
Yes, he has. You know, but still, but look what he did with Tampa. He killed it. He killed it, and he took half of that team that was the best and made Tampa be the bomb.
Then you can't take that from him. Let me ask you a question then. Why did Giselle leave?
Huh?
Why did Giselle leave? Is football more important? Is that what it is?
She just had somebody that was around more often.
Dang.
Than him. That's really what that probably was. She was like, all right, dude, this is... The thing about football is that most people don't know what it takes to be... When you're in football and you're an NFL player, 6 months literally of the year, you're coaching, training, and you're not talking to your family, friends. You're not thinking about bills. You're not thinking about Christmas. You're not thinking about anything. All you do, live, eat is football.
Yeah.
And you have to have a mate that is at that level that understands that. And not everybody's probably willing to be on that forever. They're like cool for a moment, but they're like, all right, this is getting out of hand now. And maybe that's
what is he, like 45 or 46?
Yeah.
47?
45.
45.
Yeah.
So maybe she was just at that point. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I don't know the details of it, but I think maybe that she was like, all right, dude, that's like our whole life has been just 6 months of our relationship and the rest is football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep moving. So are you guys, one last question is, are you guys football party goers, or you guys want to stay home and watch football, the Super Bowl at home? I mean, you guys go to a Super Bowl party?
I've done both.
Like, have you? Like, what do you like better?
I think family, like, you know, like friend's house and kicking it, more of a, I've done both. I've done it where I've gone to the casinos and they have big parties. But I think like just being with like cool people that you like, you have fun, you drink, you have some food and it's cool. And
That's what we do.
Yeah, I think to me, I enjoy that the most, right? More of an intimate connection. I don't know.
Yeah. What do you do, Chris?
I prefer being at the house. I've done both too. It's casino, big
it's a little chaotic when you go to a casino.
It's too much. People are drunk.
They're drunk, and it's like just the process to get parked. Everything's more expensive. Everybody's trying to make $1 here in Vegas. Yeah, you know what I mean?
And then you want to watch the game. Everybody's yelling.
They're loud, yelling,
and you're just like,
sloppy.
dude, let me watch this, man. I want to hear you now.
100%.
Screaming.
Yeah, you're just going for the fourth quarter anyway, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, I need to let me focus on what's happening right now. I want to hear your mouth. And then people are pissed.
Yeah.
So then they kill your vibe because they're mad, their team ain't winning, and it's just like
it's too much.
So a smaller venue is always best.
All right, so we're gonna keep moving here. So we all agree that the Super Bowl is probably going to be a shootout. It's going to be good. Wait to see what happens.
I hope it is.
You know,
right?
I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be exciting. That's the only real football game I'll watch from start to finish. It's hard. So like you got a phone in your hand.
Everybody that doesn't. Okay,
yeah, I mean, so you got a phone in your hand. You got other things going on. You know what I mean? It's hard to watch a football game. But anyways, let's keep moving. I want to talk about, if you guys out there don't know, I am a real estate agent. So is Chris. And if you guys are looking for realtor representation, we'd love to help you out. Now, I want to say one thing about this is that when you're out there as a realtor, right, a lot of people don't understand how a buyer's agent or somebody representing a buyer, which is the one that's going around, potentially going to the builder's, maybe the builder's office, or going to look at these houses. A lot of people come out of state. Right now, why is a lot of people coming out of state? Well, we all know the facts, right? Rates are high. Who can afford a payment this high? You know, you look at a house at $500,000. Today's rates, you're putting down the minimum down, you're looking at a $4,000 mortgage. So there's not many people that's living in Las Vegas unless you have a 2-income family that can sustain that payment, right? So what are we looking at? Well, we're looking at buyer's agents go out. They represent typically people out of state, and that's why I'm bringing it up. And they get paid by the seller, right? The seller, in essence, is paying both the selling agent and the buying agent. Now, as a buyer agent goes out, we are getting pretty much on the MLS what we can get paid, right? This is how much you can get paid. This is your commission. So there's a lawsuit going on right now. It's been going on for a few years now. Now it's been put on hold. This could change the landscape of real estate altogether. How is this going to change the landscape? Well, let's talk about it. Here's the problem. Sellers don't want to pay both commissions. They want the buyer to pay the buyer's agent commissions. So how could that impact real estate? Well, if you're a listing agent out there, you have full monopoly of both what's going to happen with that client and really how much you're going to get paid. You can also double dip. What that means is you're going to get paid on the buying side and the selling side. I think it's going to change the landscape. I think it's going to take away a lot of realtors out there. They're going to really leave the industry, which a lot of them are doing now. We see it every day. What do you guys think? You think this commission situation, if this law is passed, how is this going to affect the real estate landscape? I think it's going to take away about 1.5 million realtors away across the country out of their position. That's what I think. This is a big deal. This is not a small thing to talk about. This is a huge deal if you're a real estate agent out there. What do you think, Esmeralda?
I think definitely would be a huge impact. I also think that it will definitely, it'll be a plus for agents that are in a position of elite in sales and closing, because you will definitely have to step up your game. So I don't know. I think there's going to be an influx of teams that will benefit off agents that don't know how to close when that does take place, if it does, and it rules over in that, and for the buyer side to pay the commission. So that's what I think.
What about you, Chris? What do you think? You're a realtor out there. I mean, do you think this is going to change? Like, how could this change the landscape here of Las Vegas and really across the country with buyer's agents?
I hope it happens.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I think what happens is that now you have got to really have your game tight in terms of being a knowledgeable real estate agent.
You're being held accountable.
Both.
Yeah.
And knowledgeable.
Yeah.
You got to be knowledgeable.
Yeah.
You have to have your game together, right? You got to be seasoned. You got to be always training. You can't be lazy, because you're always on an interview. I agree. I think that all the time. And now, if I know that I'm about to ask you for what I feel like I deserve to get paid, and I know you have to pay me now, and it's not coming from another source, your game needs to be together, or you're not going to get that business. And so I think it weeds out all the pretenders. It weeds out the lazy, weeds out the unknowledgeable.
I also think, though, that this could also be a monopoly grab, because if you think about it, selling agents, we already know selling agents want to get other agents out of the industry. We've talked about this. Now you monopolize the situation. You monopolize the asset, right? If you're monopolizing that as an agent, you can basically double dip. You can charge what you want. If you become where you have multiple listings, you can really move the needle on that market. And that really doesn't offer, I think, a variety of opportunity for others. That's just my opinion.
Well, that's not, well, but Dan, but when you say monopolize, I don't have to be a buyer's agent. I can be a listing agent. You're not. Now, if you were forced to be a buying agent, then I could agree with you. But you go be a listing agent then.
So is that the next thing then? Is everybody going to say, I need to be a listing agent? That's the new thing. Like, I don't care about being a buyer's agent. I don't care about taking them out. If I can get that house, I can get that asset, I can control that client. If I want to charge 1%, 2%, 3%, I'm in.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's better because, like, say Doug was buying a house. Now I could charge Doug 6%. I don't have to worry about my commission being dictated by the seller agent. You see what I'm saying? I don't look at it at takeaway. I look at it like, oh shit. Now I can charge. Okay, Doug. Hey, listen. If you want the best in town, it's 5%, buddy.
Really?
Let's roll.
What about you, Doug? What do
You know
think?
what I mean? But I can control what I make now.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't want it to be controlled by another person.
Well, and that's the thing. Yeah, go ahead, Doug.
I'm kind of, with the conversation and the topic, I'm kind of looking at it from the standpoint of, like you go through an inspection, and I've had several project homes where the buyer's agents don't want to disrupt the deal and ask for too many repairs because they don't want the deal not to close. Now, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, but it's like, is it something that now the buyer's agents are going to go after the seller's agents because you're being paid by the buyer? Mm-hmm. If you're a buyer's agent, you're being paid by the buyer, and if you don't go after those repairs, then and you're wanting to get the deal through because the seller's actually paying you.
So you think that people potentially could like, if you're a selling or listing agent, that potentially things will get missed because things aren't being accounted for?
Well, not missed necessarily, but like, okay, you get a list of 45 items and you're going to say, okay, well, we want, this is the big one and this is the big one, and so you take like 5 items out of 45. Is it going to be where now the buyer's agent's going to say, hey, we want all this shit fixed, we want to see this stuff taken care of because the buyer's actually paying you to take care of them. Am I in the wrong direction here?
I mean,
or
look.
is it like,
so here's the question.
Because that's, from the inspection standpoint.
Yeah.
It's like, because I know that the seller's actually paying the buyer's agent right now, right?
Right.
So I mean, I think from a standpoint of like, the seller has to be more accountable for a clean property now versus a, just let's get it done type of
Do
property.
you think that buyers
I don't know.
Do you think buyers will actually, though, say, you know what, Dan, or whoever, I want you to really work hard for me. I don't have a problem paying 3%.
Right.
You're worth it.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a story. Okay. So I've been out numerous times for clients recently, right? Looking at multiple homes, going down the, new home builders. People are trying to get a deal, right? Everybody's trying to get a deal, find the right home. It's a tough industry right now. I'm going to tell you, man, look, everybody was pampered. Everybody had an opportunity to make money easily. Like Chris said, you have to work hard today. This is not an easy position. Everybody thinks real estate's just writing a contract. It's not just that, man. It's your fortitude of going out, trying to find something that somebody wants, giving them the information, constantly being updated. You're almost on a service call all the time, right? Because, hey, here's another house. You got to go see it. Hey, I got a question on this. Call the agent. Hey, you know what? What's this? And then it's just, the process today is very lengthy to get into a contract. You go back a year. I'm going to tell you right now, it was very easy. Hey, I want that house. You better make the right offer. Come in 10, 15 above, you'll get it, or at least you'll get an opportunity. Everybody wasn't even looking at houses, which they should. They should look at houses. They weren't even looking at houses. So we're just in a different world. And I think agents right now, you're going to see only the strong survive in this industry right now, because I'm telling you right now, you're seeing agents drop like flies everywhere.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this whole landscape? You think this landscape's going to change here in Vegas? Right now, we're about 18,000 agents, I believe, right now on average.
How many homes on the MLS?
I mean, I think there's only been 1,000 that was sold, roughly, in the last.
1,000 closed. So if there's 18,000 agents and only 1,000 homes were sold,
what does that tell you?
To the math. But also, let's take in consideration that in the last 3 months, it was also the holidays.
Right.
And people checked out. And then, you had also the shock of the interest rates. People checked out. So, I mean, you had a combination of almost like an explosion of all these things coming at once. And people were turned off. They're like, let me just wait. Let me take a deep breather on this. And
so what do you think with this quarter point Fed rate thing? What is it something that's going to affect or increase the potential for home buying? Or
well, I think it dropped, right? It
25%. I mean, 0.25, I guess, is what it was. Quarter basis points, right?
But I think every time there's a drop, somebody gets excited. I mean, it might not be like everybody in the world, but like that might make a big difference for somebody.
Right. And then usually that means the money goes out of the bond market and back into the stock market, and then the home prices. I know it used to be LIBOR. I'm not real familiar with how all of it works, because that's not my game. But do you think that with that quarter basis point that you'll see an increase in home sales?
And don't quote me, guys, I'm not a lender, but from some of the conversations and some of the panels and events and classes that I've been to, what I've heard that has seemed to stimulate a little bit of the momentum today is, there's different programs that, there's zero down. So there's programs that people can qualify if your income and your obviously you have to be qualified, but there is different programs, and you might fit one of those. I don't know, but it seems like it stimulated a little bit of the market and the momentum last month. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen, because tax season is coming. And so this is a time where, people have a sum of money, and usually they're invested in a couple things: cars, paying down debt, or homes. So it's usually around there. But I did hear that interest rates did go down. There is nonprofit, different down payment assistance. I mean, there's other things that also can help if that's in your area of interest of buying a home.
So I think it's going to change the landscape, to say the least, because if it does pass, I want to know this: do you think it's going to pass, or you don't think it's going to pass? Do you think it's got leverage?
Where is it at right now?
It's basically they stopped the trial, or they held the trial up, This has been an ongoing trial though for like 3 to 5 years. I mean, this is not.
It's not new. It's
not
been around
new.
for like 7 years.
Yeah.
It just kind of prolonged it.
Sellers want to have be reimbursed on the commission that's been paid out to these buyers agents.
You know who insinuated this?
Who?
Who do you think?
I don't know.
Who do you think? Doug.
Lombardo? No.
Who do you think, Chris?
Was it Trump?
No, it was Biden.
Oh,
No, it wasn't.
No.
It was the actual consumers.
Was it really?
Yeah.
yeah, well, that makes sense. Well, yeah, because if you're a seller and you're paying, honestly, if I'm a seller and I'm selling my house, I would not like that I'm paying the buyer of the person who brought.
Yeah, because
I
you're
wouldn't
selling.
like that.
Yeah, because you have to have a lot of
No, I wouldn't like that.
no.
So
You have to have a lot of equity to be able to buy.
yeah, to even come out on top.
Yeah.
Look, somebody was.
Yeah, we have a question on this. So they said, how many homes sold in January? So let's go over here and take a look. You had 1,500, little over 1,500 homes sold in January.
Oh, okay. I said it.
All right, so it's not bad, but
Yeah.
think about it. You have
Still.
18,000 agents out there looking to try to get business. Now, where do you think that number is going to drop? I mean, look, I think it's at 18. Do you feel by the end of this year we'll be at 10,000?
I hope it's way less.
But where do you feel that number is going to be?
I hope it's like around 2,000.
2000 and what in sales?
No, agents.
Oh, it's never going to be 2000.
Well, I'm talking about active because you say 18,000 agents, but they're not active. A lot of them are bartending,
How many are
working
active
at
right now?
Foot Locker.
Yeah. How many are active right now?
Well, active is just your license is active, like it's your fees are up to date. But I mean, active like you sell real estate and you're not like doing nails on the side or
Yeah, right.
a barber.
Right.
That's a lot. There's a lot of those that's in that 18,000
okay.
Oh, yeah.
people. The 18,000 aren't out here making money and mixing it up and doing
CarMax
whatever.
salesman.
Car sales is a good business. But,
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, they're
But
doing the CarMax.
you know what I
and
mean?
the-
Yeah, they're active. I mean, like writing deals, trying to push real estate.
Yeah.
Running at Altitude said, I sold my house on my own, paid an attorney a few $100s to write the contract and put it into local MLS, sold it in a few days. Yeah, I mean, that's as a seller, you can obviously do that, right? I think here's the difference. Like if maybe he has a really desired home. If you're trying to sell a home today, how many homes are sitting on the market? I mean, look, we can all talk about this, but let's look at the days on the market here. And you have to have, this is just the average median days on the market is 42 days. So unless you have to panic sell, right? I mean, unless you're like, hey, I need to just get out of this house. 42 days is a lot longer and is continuously extending. I've seen prices and properties on the market over 100 days, right? Price reductions doesn't matter. They're still sitting there. So I guess it depends on the market. It depends on what type of home you're talking about. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and it also depends on what kind of home he has too. That he was able to do that, because I know a lot of people, even with all the advertising and everything. I mean,
You guys, the average sell that we've seen in escrow is 45 days. Like, that's considered, before the pandemic hit, it was considered like 30 days to 45 days was considered okay. It was like normal.
Right.
It wasn't like, oh my God, what happened? And like there's no movement. It was normal. Oh, all right. Yeah, that's about right. It's about 30 days to maybe 45, extending
not
it.
a weekend.
Yeah, not a big deal. I mean, yeah, what happened in the last 2 years was crazy and insane, and people were
Yeah.
closing in weeks, and but
Yeah.
So DJ said that he paid his agent in San Diego $23,000 because I guess he double dipped. He was the buyer agent and selling agent.
Oh yeah.
And you might see that more often, right?
There's
I-
nothing
I
wrong
have
with
a
that.
feeling-
There's
yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
As long as you keep your ethics.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah, as long as you disclose everything,
Yeah,
you're
there's
fine.
nothing wrong with that. I'm just talking basically solely based on now the buyer agent has to just be more than a person who has access and can open doors and submit an offer to their transaction coordinator.
Well,
You know what I
listen,
mean?
let's be honest too, man. I think a lot of people know, like, if you didn't make it past college, this is the stigma, right? It's like you didn't get something in college. The next best thing is to be a realtor, be a lender. I mean, if you didn't make it, you didn't get a college degree, and I feel that a lot of people, I wouldn't say they discredit it, but they don't look at it the same as, like, let's say you went and got a degree and now you have an expert at craft of something that
Okay.
a doctor.
Yeah, like a doctor.
And so I think that some people feel like, oh, well, that's overpaid. Well, there's anything in sales, you can say that. If you're selling medical equipment, you're selling anything. If you're selling product and you're making a company multiple millions of dollars, right?
That's the bottom line.
That's
right
the
there.
bottom line. If you're making companies millions and millions of dollars, sales is always going to supersede. And I hate to say this, for the most part, people that go to college have, some type of field, not all the time, but sales has a lot of potential and has a lot of jobs that have the highest wages and earnings.
Well, even college doesn't. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that you get a good wage. I mean, I'm doing better as a home inspector than an engineer. So it's like,
But you're doing it's like a service sales.
yeah.
But also,
so
Dan,
it's-
just because we are realtors, but
Yeah.
I always like to have an unbiased. Overall, realtors don't have a good name. We're gonna call it what it is.
Well,
people don't look at realtors like realtors. A lot of them don't answer the phone. They're lazy.
100%.
We're just gonna keep it all the way real. They are.
They're lazy,
They're
they
not
don't
really
answer
doing
the phone.
anything. They're too busy like being at the gym. Like
So there's different
whatever they're doing.
different mindsets. So look, I agree.
yeah.
GLVAR, the MLS, they want to make money. They're not going to like say, hey man, you don't make the cut. There is no like line that says you don't make the cut. As long as you pass this test,
You're in.
you're in. So that's half, that's even like maybe quarter of the 10%. You have to know how to run a business, right? If you're going to go into it, you're not running a business, you're not treating it like a business.
that's the bottom line right
You're
there
a
for anything that
bartender.
you're doing.
Yeah, if you're a bartender or you're whatever, hey,
same thing with
there's,
home
there's a
inspectors.
there's a place for that.
Yeah.
Like you can do that. Maybe you're just trying to make extra money. But to say you're a realtor and you're in the trenches and you're making calls and you're dealing with clients and everyday things that goes on,
That's your
That's
your
a different
business.
world.
That's your work.
Yeah.
it's a different world. So
Yeah,
I agree
that's-
with what you're saying. I do feel that, again, it comes down to sales. It comes down to business. GLVR wants to make money, right? Hey, you got a pulse, you pass a test, you pay a fee, we'll give you a license. That's just the bottom line. They want to make money. They're getting lobbyists and people to help them out. They're a business, they're a corporation.
Yep.
So at the end of the day,
That-
there's a reason why the top 20% of agents in every city or every category really are the ones that make money. They treat it like a business. They're in the trenches. They're in it 9 to 5, maybe more. They're on the weekends. So I think it's just a different world, right? I think there's a place though for people that are like, hey, I want to make that extra. And you know what? This whole change will remove all those people we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Good.
Well,
All of those people.
And you know, the big thing with businesses too is what I've learned over the years, even with the engineering company that I had. It's like if you provide more service than what you're getting paid, you'll always have the business, and actually that business will actually pay you back twofold.
Wow. So DJ said this. DJ said, no, I had to pay both seller and buyer's agent $23K each. So I lost $46K. Wow.
That's just on just on the
Man.
commission.
So he had a big house.
Yeah, it was pretty. Well, that was San Diego. What did he say, San Diego?
San Diego,
Oh, okay.
$46,000.
Yeah.
See, and that's a different world. But listen, to your credit, I feel for you. Now, would you have got the same return on investment? And I don't know what he got, but the same housing return on investment here in Vegas compared to California? Probably not.
No.
So
It's a
I'm not
value.
saying that that's a bad thing altogether. I do think it's pretty extensive, right? $46,000 is what he's saying here on this comment.
It's what the market will bear, right?
But I mean, his house prices and the house prices in California are a lot higher than here,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's going to warrant more money, unfortunately. Now, if you had a house here, sold the same house, probably maybe half that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see
The guys
$46,000 leaving on a. I think it was what you can answer this right, but is it a $700,000 or $800,000 house he had? So that's why. I mean, if it's an $800,000 home, you get 3 points, one on the side, on the selling and the buying side.
That's probably yeah.
That's $23K.
Yeah.
You know? So, anyways, let's keep moving. I want to jump to something real quick. You guys know I am a realtor, so I'm going to give you a quick commercial. So let's stay tuned to this. Hey, hi there. This is Dan French. You guys know me from podcast, the French Workbench podcast, and I just launched a new channel, The Sound Off. If you guys want to work with a realtor that's had experience, not just this flash, realtor out here that's putting out videos and then works through the process of getting internet leads. I'm somebody that's been in the trenches. If you guys want to start with a realtor that has knowledge and experience over 15 years, I'm your guy. I'm your go-to realtor here in Las Vegas. I'll roll up my sleeves and work hard for you. Please check out lvhomeprofessionals.com. That's a great place to get started. So there's a lot of problems out here with people looking to buy a house. And when they look at inflation, they look at rates, it's really hard to justify buying a house today. I'm here to help you, guide you through that process, and really make you understand what's happening in this market and pass the ball to you. Did you guys get that number? I had to keep it up there a little longer. So, anyways, so let's get back into this. But let's end the topic. So I think that's going to be a big deal, and we need to stay paying attention to that. DJ did say has a question about an Airbnb, and I want to read his question, and you guys can elaborate on his question here. DJ said, Dan, what do you think about Palms Place condo, an Airbnb investment property? Like, so
Popular. Real popular. I've been doing a lot of Palms Place. That I've done a lot.
Chris, what do you think about that? I'll give my answer, but what is your opinion on that? Buying an Airbnb there.
So, because I have personal experience working with investors looking to do that. Palms Place is a great area. They remodeled it. They gave it a facelift, and it's coming back. However, the HOA is like, I want to say like $600 a month.
Well, what about you? What do you think? You think it's a good investment?
I think so. I mean,
You do?
Yeah, I think so. The Palms is a vibrant place. It's popular. Is it the trendy spot now? Probably not, but it's coming back. They're definitely working on that.
I also think that you need to, if you just can't buy it and leave it as is, you got to have to remodel it and make it a little bit nicer, because you want to get that rented out to take care of that HOA. Just think every month you're $600 in the hole before you make profit.
I'm going to say that it's probably not a wise investment. I'm just going to say why. Okay, so if you're running an Airbnb and if you're paying all the fees and all the bills, and depending on how much you put into the house, what your mortgage is, we talked about what the mortgage would be on today's rate. You got a $600 HOA fee. HOA is going to have a problem with probably renting that out. You probably have to go through some special or extra, some type of approval. Most people that buy Airbnb out here in Las Vegas, they don't want an HOA because there's too many regulations. I don't know if the return on investment's there.
No, I mean, it's simple math. You said DJ?
DJ said that.
Yeah, DJ, it's simple math, brother. Like, just to say you average $300 a night, right? Which you're not, but let's just say you did, and you rated it for 20 nights out of the month. That's only $6K, right? I don't know what your mortgage. You got fees. Airbnb gets some of that. You got your HOA.
But
and
I
then your
disagree
mortgage.
with that. I think that Vegas is a place where it's hot enough, where there's events, concerts, there's holidays.
But there's not concerts and holidays all the time.
But there's gaps of times that there is, and that's when you can influx that cost.
Yeah, but here's where you got to look at. You got a cleaning crew. You got to pay all the lights and
You got
utilities and
maintenance.
bills, maintenance. If there's an issue, you got to deal with it. You got city regulations. You got to make sure you can even get that done through the city of Las Vegas. There's a lot of extra stuff.
But are we talking about just Palms, or are we talking in general?
No, he said the Palms Place
Okay, well, the Palms Place also, if you're part of them, they also rent out your place.
at 50%.
It's still better than nothing. You're still making money.
You're not It's not. It's not.
And they've got a management company that actually takes care of the maintenance for you too.
Yeah. They pay for it. You pay for that.
It really
Oh,
comes
do you?
down to
Yeah,
this.
you-
What is your
Okay.
return? Like, what are you trying to get on the return? If you're trying to get just where you want to plant your money into something, I would say it's not a bad deal.
he could literally go
know?
on Airbnb right now and put in Palms Place and see what the rooms go for. And $300 a night, I might be overshooting it.
You think they're
You
less
can get a
than
room
that?
right there at Palms Place Airbnb, probably for like $150.
Oh, really?
I bet you right now. And I haven't even looked. Like, I'm not like looking at Palms Place, but I shot 300 as just kind of
High?
high. Yeah. And just think 20 nights a month.
Yeah.
That's only $6,000.
Yeah.
You can't charge $1,000. Because most of those condos are only 1 bed, 1 bath studio.
So
The penthouse you can charge $500-$600. But a penthouse is going to be $800,000.
yeah.
At the Palms Place.
Hey, you guys better like and smash that like button, man. I mean, we're giving out content. I'm gonna stop this show right now. We're not gonna give out anything else. I'm gonna shut my mouth. You guys go ahead. You guys want to run the show? Because I ain't giving nothing else. Somebody better hit that like
we need
button.
likes.
We need subscribers. We need people. Get the hell on the bandwagon.
So DJ,
You know?
brother, you better off getting a house by the Allegiant Stadium with no HOA and a pool and remodel it.
What about a condo?
No condo. HOA digs into your profit.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's keep moving. All right, we're going to bring up our next topic here. So we answered those questions. You guys have more questions, we're going to answer those questions. You know what we're about, right? So let's get right into this here. Oh, that's kind of deep, man. That's kind of dark. You know what I mean? Like Esmeralda's over here, like going back to Esther's place. You know, she's like she's back sipping a little bit of the cough medicine. All right,
The absinthe.
social media ruining the progress in the gym, and I want to talk about that. So you go out to the gym, right? You got all these TikTokers and young women and people getting body shamed and all this stuff. Dude, everybody's out there with their camera, and it's like, dude, you walk in and everybody's got a phone up. Are phones going to get deleted, man? Are they going to get removed from gyms? Because, you know, recently they had somebody that was in there, a couple of girls in their 20s. They were out and they were saying that this man, I mean, they dressed with like this low top, you know what I mean? They had like those booty shorts on out there working out. You know what I mean? They're bending over. Like this guy was staring at him like, you know, they were on the menu, you know? So I guess they went over and walked over and asked them, hey, or asked this guy like, hey, what's going on? Why are you checking us out like that? I mean, if I was the guy, I'd be like, do you know how you're dressed? Do you know what you've been doing? Right? I'm a man. You know what you've been doing, right? Let's not bullshit here. Like, you know what you're doing, right? So I almost think that they're doing that to get that attention, to build their audience. Same thing with these other people out there. Not everybody, but I think a lot of people, when they go out there and they're using their phone, you know, is it now becoming a problem where you can't progress at the gym because there's so many things going on? Everybody's picturing, you know, maybe getting video. Like, what do you guys think? When you go to the gym, do you see that a lot?
I mean, I've seen people take pictures and videos, but I'm focused on what I need to do. I could see why it's a distraction. I'm private, so I don't want no one filming me.
There's a ladies section to a lot of these gyms too, right?
Yeah.
So if they feel like they're being, you know, they're
Well, I think
being
that people,
watched.
well, but I think people
Yeah.
are building their
So
TikTok.
are they doing it?
They're
Are they
building their social media platforms, right? I mean, that's
What is your thoughts on it, Chris?
I mean, I work out at home, but for the ladies out there that don't want no one to look at you, you got a choice. Don't go.
Don't go or go to the
Right.
ladies'
Oh,
gym.
no, or wear something
Ladies' portion
different.
of the
Yeah,
gym,
or
yeah.
don't, or just, you know, you out here
ladies-
getting money on the Instagram and TikTok, right? Build a gym at your house. You can film and do whatever you want.
And that's the thing, is that when you dress a certain way, you want a reaction,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you're getting the reaction you want. I think they're utilizing that, and it's not just women. I mean, I don't see any men doing that either. I
yeah,
don't-
they
maybe-
do. They flex and they do all kinds of stuff.
I mean, but that's different. Like, they want you to what's
What's the difference of flexing and a woman?
Because I think a woman looks at it like it's demeaning, where a man is like, man, you're checking me out. I'm really getting popping my collar at that point because I'm feeling good about myself. Let's be honest, most women don't sit there. I mean, they might, but women are more discreet. They still check men out. Don't kid yourself. But they're like one of those, you know. Guys are like you know, the drool's coming. You know what I mean? Like, damn.
Jaw hits the
you know?
floor.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just the reality of it. So I think that the progress at the gym for a lot of these people is that I can cancel it out. It's not a distraction to me. You know, I do see it, but I think a lot of people want to bring it to people's attention because they want to build their channel,
Yeah.
So one of these videos went viral where these two girls in their 20s, low cut tops, went over. Body shaming, that's another thing. You know, there's a big thing about body shaming or calling people out. And that's like one of the biggest hits.
What do you mean by body shaming?
So
I'm
what-
not understanding that.
If I'm
Please
understanding you
elaborate.
right, like, because you see it on Reels and TikToks
Yeah.
where people will film people they don't know they're being filmed and say someone fat, right?
Right.
Or someone that's not attractive.
Exactly.
And they'll like make a meme out of them.
100%.
Now that I don't like. But a girl in there like filming herself, right? Got the leg up with her ass turned around, like, because she just did a ass pump or whatever.
Who would not see, like,
But she's
you know what I mean?
filming that for the attention, but she doesn't want anyone else to look at her, right?
That's weird. That's a weird concept to me.
I just don't understand that. You know what I mean? Now, if you're in there working out and you're focused and you're like not in there doing that and people are, I guess, drooling over you, then that would be a little uncomfortable because it's like, what are you looking at? You know?
Well, I wanna
But if
bring
you're
this
in
up,
there
man.
to film yourself,
Yeah.
it's like a celebrity that doesn't want to be approached and ask for an autograph. I always think that's corny.
Well, I want to say this: if you guys are out
You know
there,
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
If
You
you're
want to
out
reap
there-
all, you want to reap all the benefits and all the of being a celebrity. But then when you're in public and you want to be like, oh, I should be able to go eat and no one bother me. No, man.
Yeah, it doesn't work both ways.
Well,
It doesn't
look,
work and go
both
like
ways.
that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, do you think that gyms are going to just do away with phones altogether? I think that's where it's headed.
No, because that's how
you
we
don't think so?
check our steps, and then you listen to music.
Is that
and
what you
YouTube.
do, or
But
do you
for
look?
filming, he's talking about for filming.
I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm saying.
but
for
how-
film.
Yeah,
but you
how
need
do-
your phone though. Like,
Well, listen. All I'm
I
all
would
I'm
be
saying is
pissed. I'm
this.
like, look, man, I'm not leaving my phone. I'm using it. Period.
So you think that the gym would probably decline a lot as far as if people were saying, if you said, hey, you can't bring, like you could bring it, but if you're sitting there taking pictures yourself or you're videoing or you're doing some TikTok video or some type of Instagram video.
I'm
you're
gonna be
go away.
honest. I would feel violated. Somebody's filming me without my consent
Yeah.
and putting me on a.
Has
meme.
anybody ever happened like that?
No, I would
Well,
be pissed.
she wouldn't know. She wouldn't know.
I wouldn't like that. For me, because I don't use me or my face or anything for nothing without me being.
Well, you know what you got to do
then.
then? You got to wear like a potato sack then when
It
you go
doesn't
work
matter
out.
what I wear.
Because
You don't-
you're not
it-
going to.
But I don't think if it's not about what you're wearing. If somebody just wants to, like, they could do anybody. It could be a worker at the gym, and now you're on someone's TikTok.
How often do you
Yeah.
go to the gym?
I work out at home. I do.
Do you do too, correct?
I do too.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
How
I can't
often do you
stand
work
the gym.
out? How often do you work out?
3-4 days a week.
Is it because you want that? Like when I go to the gym, it's more like I don't want to be bothered. I'm in my zone. I don't want nobody to come up to
But
me.
what
and be-
time do you go? Early or late?
Early.
Oh, okay.
Early.
So
But
it's
I
Friday.
want to be in my zone. I don't want nobody to talk to me. This is my thinking time. That and sitting in the shower, right? When you sit in the shower, it's like you're thinking time. But that's the time
Wasting
where
water. No,
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
it's recycled. So, but that's the time for me to kind of
60%
reflect.
recycled.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. So it's
And then no, only not only directed at the ladies, because you got guys that are in there on their phone. They're not filming anything. They're just on their phone, sitting at the.
Yeah,
No, there's
sitting-
men filming too.
No, I'm
There's
talking
men
about
that
there's some of
film.
them not even
Sitting
filming.
on
They're
a
just sitting down
piece
at the
of
bench, just
equipment.
taking up equipment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people got next, and they're not even working out. So I don't know. You're in the gym to be productive, work out,
Yeah.
get your money, and then go on with your day. But
do you feel like Vegas is the most shallow or one of the most shallow cities? Like as far as people have to look good at all costs, and if they don't look good, like I mean, there's a lot of cities out there. I've been to
I
California.
think
It's a
beach.
pretend-
I think beach cities.
bitches at the
No,
beach.
Beach cities. Sorry, beach.
Them damn-
BEACH. Beach cities, I think, are probably the most. I think people really care.
on their list.
Yeah, because you're at the beach all the time. It's part of your. I don't think that you think you're. It's just you want to be in shape. You
Yeah.
do. You can be
I
at the
don't know.
beach.
What about you?
I don't see too many fat surfers.
So what do you think about this thing? What about this with this whole thing here?
I honestly, I think you use the gym for what you need it for, and I think people that are too concerned about who's looking at them or whatever the case may be, I think it's
Irrelevant.
bullshit.
I'll say this. There's times though where I go to the
Yeah.
gym when I was younger, right? And it's like you know how everybody is, man. You get familiar with the gym, the environment. You feel comfortable there. You feel like you belong, right?
Yeah,
That's what a
like-
gym was supposed to be for, right? It wasn't there. They have gyms that are there now, like for specific things, like we talked about for social media, and that whole social media thing that everybody's doing. They cater to that. Like that's what they want. They want to put their gym on the map. They want to get out there and have people doing their thing.
the whole concept behind staying in shape or physically being in shape is actually, and it's one of the things that I learned at a really young age was you keep a strong body, strong mind, and it's like I've always had that inclination to be in the gym, staying strong, staying running, whatever, and it's turned into a whole social thing now. It's like when I first started out,
it's a complete social thing.
yeah, when I first started out, it was just like I used to go work out in the same gym as the Portland wrestlers, the Saturday Night Wrestling guys, and it was just a sweaty, stinky ass gym, And then the Marine Corps was the same way.
Yeah.
And then I get out of the Marine Corps in '89, and all of a sudden they got these super gyms, these athletic facilities, whatever. And it went from paying like $5 a month to $50 a month, and you had to you know, you got a pool and you got all this other shit, and it's like, you know, the whole Richard Simmons thing, you know, where you got to dress the part and all that other shit.
I just think if
And it's
somebody
like-
could, what if somebody just created a gym for just people that do want to film, and that's all they do,
Yeah.
and so
There
that
you
be in so
Then
that
nobody's
group,
ever going to get finished with their workout. You're
Well,
going to go, it's a
then you're all
5-hour
in there in the
adventure.
same-
It's like,
yeah, you're all in there in the same. The
nobody
same,
will ever finish.
No, right?
Nobody
So,
will ever finish.
I don't know.
So let's keep moving.
yeah.
Let's talk about cancel culture, and then we'll end the show here with the donkey of the day, right? Or the F up of Vegas.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to call it. Just the stupid news in the week, right? So,
Right.
cancel culture. We've talked about this. I got everybody's opinion on the last show. We all know that cancel culture is here. You know, if something goes on, it's a bigger problem for people that are out there that have businesses or like big celebrities, people like that, versus say somebody like me, you, or Chris, or even Doug. If somebody wanted to cancel you out, right? They just didn't like you. Could they actually do that on a small scale, or would it even make sense to do that? Because
Well,
it
you
just
know,
seems like it's only happening in the celebrity world, right?
Yeah, and the big thing is you know, whether you like him or not, Mike Lindell, right? He goes and has all his My Pillow stuff at Bed Bath and Beyond.
Dude, he's the stash.
Right.
That's what I call him. He's got that porno 70s
yeah,
stash.
he's never left the 70s, right?
Dude, he's
It's
like
the
it's
Bomb
the
Chicken
same.
Bomb Bomb
Dude,
stash, right?
He's Magnum PI.
Even his commercials.
But anyway, Bed Bath and Beyond went and canceled him out, took all of his stuff out of their store, wouldn't let him sell anymore. And now look where Bed Bath and Beyond is. They're in bankruptcy.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Well, what did he
So-
say?
What's that?
What did he say?
Mike Lindell?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a big Trump supporter, and he's for you know, the MAG. He's a MAGA supporter, and he does all these rallies, these Make America Great rallies, and
Okay.
all that stuff. And so he was very successful at putting all his stuff out there in all these stores, and Bed Bath and Beyond canceled him out. Now
Why did they cancel him, Michael? What was
For that?
for that reason?
Oh,
So
wow.
so let me say this: is getting to that level more because you know people, and it's more because of the connections you have, and then once those connections are gone, or if let's say something happens, right, and you piss somebody off, you have no protection at that point. It's not
No,
really a business.
no.
It's more about who are you popular with, right? And if you're
Yeah.
popular with the right people, you probably won't be canceled. Or if you don't say the right things,
Well,
even if you do say the wrong things, you may have a get out of jail free card. I mean, what do you guys think?
In any case, I mean, whatever you say now, the media is going to turn it 180 degrees to fit their whole narrative or whatever it is. You know, they're
Chris,
not
what
gonna-
do you
they're
think?
gonna run.
I mean, I think who you are as a person overall will always supersede a mistake, right? Depending on what the mistake is. Now, there's some that are irreparable, right? Harming children and women and, you know, grotesque, you know, criminal acts.
Right.
But saying something that, you know, you said when you were 16 years old or 15 years old, it may not have been, you know, very colorful. And then being canceled for it, you know, 20-something years later is corny.
Bullshit.
It's dumb, right?
Especially if this person has already shown, you know, that they are better than a decent human being. You know what I mean?
So would you say though that the masses of people out there, including that read this BS and talk about it, right? They don't agree with it. Yet there's some shadow type, you know, controlling entity that is putting this narrative out, which we all know. But then it's like they're pushing for that. Where I think the masses of people, I'll be honest, I really don't care. Like it doesn't. If I'm not, my day is not affected by this. Like if I got to go pick up my son or why do I give a shit what these people are doing? I don't care anything about it, but yet they want you to feel like you're a part of it, and they want you to feel like, hey, you're in that position or you're in that party. Does that make sense? Like I just don't see like why it makes any difference to us, you know?
Yeah,
average people out there.
And what it does is that it gives people an opinion and a voice on dumb shit, right?
That's it.
And they don't have a voice, right? They probably don't even have a voice in their own home. And so if they can say, "Oh, I agree with Kanye," being able to even speak
Gives
is
them an opportunity.
Gives them an opportunity to say something, right? But I agree, Dan. I don't really even give it any real estate. You know, I don't give it any
not
energy,
at all, man.
any stock. I don't really.
I think it's all bullshit.
I don't care.
What about you, Esmeralda?
I feel the same thing. I feel like hey, it's America. You have a voice to speak how you want. And your opinion is your opinion. And if you like something, you like something. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Go
as long as,
pound sand.
as long as it doesn't affect me, my family, and what I'm doing, and my thing, I don't care what you got going on.
Well, I disagree with it, and I hope it goes away. I don't like cancel culture. I don't care what these people do. It's not my business, and I don't want to have it in my face every day when I go onto the phone or anywhere because it's just too much. Again, self-leadership, control your life, your own life. Make sure that's in check before you're making decisions. I don't know. Just to me, it's just too much bullshit.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
Let's go ahead and go to the, I wouldn't say the F up or the
Jackass of
the week, donkey, horse kick of the week.
What were
I don't
you
know.
thinking?
I don't know what it is. Go ahead and tell us what that is, man.
So shout out to the Eagles for making it to the Super Bowl. They had a very successful game on Sunday. They took out the 49ers, and unbeknownst to everybody else, the state of New York, the Empire State Building, lit up in celebration honoring the Eagles.
This is why I got this right here, baby.
Nice, Rocky.
Yeah, baby.
Dun, dun, dun.
Philadelphia. Here come the
I
Eagles,
wonder how many
baby.
of those records have sold because of Rocky.
Here they come.
Yeah.
Green,
I wonder
right?
if Sly
Nice.
Stone's getting some kickback for that. You think so?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, he's still
Royalties?
making money, bro.
Oh, yeah.
He don't even, he's got money coming out of areas
You
you don't
gotta check
even
out
know.
Tulsa King.
Oh yeah.
Tulsa
If
King.
you don't
I
even
like
know.
that. Yeah. That's
So
a good show.
anyhow, New York is outraged, rightfully so. I'd be outraged too. The example I would like to use is like, let's just say I'm with my current wife, and my ex-wife gets a promotion or she gets a big accomplishment, and I celebrate my ex-wife by putting her screensaver on my phone. That's the example of
That's
that.
the same example.
Yeah, my wife would be like, "What the fuck is that?" You know what I mean? What are you
So,
doing?
so how did the New Yorkers take it? That's the thing. Did they embrace it or were they
Oh
pissed?
no, New York?
Yeah.
No, they don't even
Did they
want you.
riot?
They don't even want you to say it, let alone display it. You know what I mean? You know, I wouldn't want that here. You know what I mean? Here at Allegiant Stadium, you know,
Yeah.
our rival went on to the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and they're celebrating our rival. And now, granted, I don't want anyone to be hurt. I want love and health and everyone to be okay.
So you think it's like, I mean, whoever did this though, they obviously did it as a prank. It wasn't something like
That's a horrible prank. I mean, the Empire State Building.
Yeah, but I mean,
that
dude,
is that is New York.
I would talk about that if I never got caught. I would talk about that till the day I died. I'd be like, "Who did that?" And I'd be like, "I hope they,
Yeah.
like
Maybe it was
Hope
a
they don't
Philly.
get caught.
yeah, that's,
Maybe it was a Philly fan.
That's a huge. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's got to be a Phillies fan.
I mean,
You know
but
what
they turned it green.
Well, I think
I don't think the night guy has that much ability. Oh, I'm gonna light it up tonight. You know what I mean? Green.
Nah.
Do you think that if they did though that
If he
they
did,
would
he
play?
probably gets shot.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Did you see what happened with Philly when they won though? They just went crazy in their city.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see all that?
Yeah.
It was like they were again. It was like they won the Super Bowl. They
Yeah.
just
They were
got to
crying.
the
There's
Super
a lot of
Bowl.
love there.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
sweet.
There's
Yeah,
a lot
very
of
big sports town.
Yeah, I think. Have you guys been to Philadelphia?
I have. I used to live there.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did you like about Philadelphia?
I love the great food. Great food in Philly. I don't like the winters. The winters suck, right? But a lot of culture, a lot of history in Philadelphia. A quick little trivia. Philadelphia. I don't have the exact facts. I know people like to be like, "You're wrong." I don't know what the exact dates are. But Philadelphia was supposed to be New York, and I'll tell you why. They were going to build the skyscrapers before skyscrapers were skyscrapers, and the mayor there was like, "You can't. That's not going to work. Buildings don't go that high." And so the mayor of New York at that time was like, "Well, you could do it here."
Really?
Yep.
Yep.
And that's how New York.
somebody vetoed that.
Yeah, they were like,
And
"No,
they
that's
got-
not good. Like, what you're gonna do? What?"
Did you imagine if that happened? Because
you-
Philadelphia.
no, that's not gonna work. You know what I mean? And the mayor of New York was like, "We ain't got nothing else going on. You got this plan? Let's roll."
Yeah.
Dude, Philadelphia might be the city, right?
That would,
It
yeah,
would be
imagine
like instead
that.
of New York, it
Imagine that.
might be Philadelphia.
Imagine that.
You got anything else to say? We got to end the show here.
Hey, have a great night. No, just kidding.
She's going back to Esther's.
Bye, everyone. No,
She's
just
going.
kidding.
She's going for what do they call it after happy hour? Is there like a term after happy hour? Is there another happy hour? Is it like the
Dinner?
second?
No, just kidding.
Is it like a,
Go to fuck home.
yeah, right. There's another. Isn't there another happy hour? Is it like happy hour number 2? Like at 10 o'clock, it slows down. So it's like, hey, we got another happy hour. Isn't that what happens at
It's called
Esther's?
closing it down, right?
No, Esther's closes early, right?
I don't know.
I know
You
there was.
tell
I know they
us.
shut down like at. I think it's at 3. and then it doesn't open until 5.
When does Esther bring out the club though? Does she roll that out like around
It's a
12?
tiny.
Like,
You guys is so small there. It's not even. I had one little drink. I was
Yeah,
having
right.
my meal. I was conducting
one
business.
little wine bottle is what you had. Anyways, anything else you got to say here? We appreciate you coming on, the beautiful Esmeralda Lucia.
Love being here.
Great shout out to
Esmeralda
the viewers
Lucia
and
coming
Please
listeners.
out.
shout out. Please like our video and share it.
Dude,
Thank you.
like that. Dude, hit the like button. I'm going to track everybody after this. We're going to follow them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And listen, we need to get more people to subscribe. We need to get more people to get on the train.
Yeah.
This is the FWB train. You guys are on the train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Anything else to say here?
I'm good.
You're
That's,
good.
Yeah, that's. Thanks for having me on.
Just say go MAGA.
Go MAGA.
Just saying. What do you got to say?
Everybody, I appreciate everyone listening, participating. Everyone have a good night. Stay warm.
I appreciate it. Hey, you guys out there, Paul, and for everybody here, Doug, your huge contribution to the show. Chris, thank you for coming on. Esmeralda, appreciate all you guys coming on. I'm your host, Dan French. This is the French Workbench Podcast. We're here every Wednesday and Saturday, so you guys want to tune in live. We really want to start doing some live shows on Saturday, so maybe we'll bring that back into the works here. For Paul and DJ running at altitude, Timmy, everybody out there that makes this show what it is, which is the strong contribution we need, please, anybody out there hitting that like button, content, all the information, if you guys like that, leave us some comments. Let us know if we can get better on this show, what you guys want us to talk about. Again, I'm Dan French, your host, and we'll see you guys at the next show on Saturday.
All right.